Hey, Baloo. Strict. Strict. I need to see that.
Good morning.
Just a question, Sal.
We're going to call the meeting to order, the Russell County Commission for Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Thank you all for being here. We're going to start off this meeting with an invocation by Pastor Karen Seifert for the Somerville United Methodist Church, followed by Pledge of Allegiance with a special guest, Miss Jasmine Jones, who's a student at Russell County High School. If you will, please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge.
Let us pray. Holy God, we just come before you this morning giving you praise and thanks for all that you are and all that you do and your creation. And God, throughout the busyness of our days, help us to remember to pause so that we can enjoy that creation, that we can enjoy the beauty that is right before us. Help us to not miss it. Help us to learn to pause. Holy God, we lift up our military and our law enforcement that keep us safe, and we just ask that you keep them safe and always bring them home safely. God, we lift up our schools, and we just pray that it is a learning environment for the children, that you're with the teachers and you give them wisdom and compassion, that you're with the principals and the secretaries and the janitors and all the people behind the scenes, including the parents, that help make the school system what it is. God, we just lift that up to you, and we just ask that you bless it. God, we just ask that you bless this meeting today, that as the agenda unfolds, that discussions happen, that you give wisdom that leads to clarity and integrity, and that the celebrations lead to great joy. Holy God, we lift this prayer up to you in your Son's precious name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning. My name is Jasmine Jones. I am a senior at Russell County High School. After high school, I plan to attend Clark Atlanta University. At this time, may everyone please remain facing the flag. Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and to the liberty and justice for all.
Pastor Seifert, thank you so much for being here. And also, Ms. Jones, thank you. We need to just hire you to do that every meeting because that was probably the best we've had, so thank you. It's a lot better than when we do it up here, so for sure. So, all right. Next up, Commissioners, we have public comments. We do have one person, Ms. Cindy Jeans from DHR is here. Ms. Cindy, will you stand to the mic, please? Thank you.
Good morning, all.
Morning.
I represent Russell County DHR, and it's the time of year with our holiday season fastly approaching. I'm going to give you some statistics that we're currently dealing with and the services that we provide.
You're okay. You just,
Yeah.
We're currently serving a total of 105 children in our system as of October 1st. This year, we currently have 72 children in foster care. As you all know, this is a moving target. This changes on a daily basis depending on the situations. We also have 33 children in our family preservation program. This unit provides assistance with reuniting children with a relative or their parents and family. These children are all monitored on a monthly basis and visited by our workers. In our investigations unit, which goes out when we get calls from law enforcement, school systems, or individuals, we have at this time 100 active cases. And this is also a moving target because this changes on a daily basis. Our least notarized, and probably more than the foster kids, because everyone wants to help them, is our Adult Protective Services. We have 30 active cases for our elderly. We have 33 in investigations, and we're averaging 22 a month for the county. These are elderly people that are either physically, financially, or emotionally abused. And I'm coming today to request funding assistance for Christmas for all of these people. Last year, the county commission provided us with $2,500 for our programs for Christmas, and several county agencies donated a total of $1,500, and we also had several agencies that sponsored a child. We appreciate all of your assistance and consideration, especially during this holiday season, for our children and our adults in the county. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Cindy. Always a great cause. I know that the commission has supported this in the past. We'll make sure to put this on a future agenda, maybe the next one. And I know some of the commissioners have done. I know my family adopts 2 kids at Christmas from DHR as well. So urge everyone in the audience to consider that. If you already have a project, that would be a very worthwhile one. And please get in touch with Miss Jeans. We'll be in touch soon with you. Okay?
I have some letters that
Okay.
anyone would like.
All right. If you'll get those to our administrator, that'd be great. Thank you so much, Cindy. All right, just a reminder as we go through the meeting, if you can silence your phones, that would be great, just so that we're not taking calls inside, or if you can step out if you do, please. Thanks for everyone that's here, our IT department, everyone that's helps makes this meeting come together, and those that are watching it on Facebook, and also our media for covering it, Beam and the Citizen. I want to say welcome to all the elected officials and department heads, other people that are here, our guests. Thank you for being part of this county government session. And we're going to start off by establishing a quorum, and we'll call the roll. Ms. Wright?
District 3 Costello. District 4 Reed.
Here.
District 1 Lee.
Present.
District 2 Chambers.
Here.
District 5 Darty.
Here.
District 7 Screws. District 6 Corbett.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Administrator. We also have our county attorney, Ms. Hope Hicks, with us today. I will say that Commissioner Costello was out of town, pre-planned trip, and Commissioner Screws had an emergency arise, so we know they would be here if they could be. Commissioners, in front of you is the agenda that was approved at the work session on October the 6th at the work session. So that's the agenda we will work off of. First up is the approval of the minutes for the September 24th, 2025 commission meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Chambers, seconded by Commissioner Darty. Any discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that is approved. Thank you. Next up, we have some presentations first, and that the October 2025 Employees of the Month and Employee Service Awards. Ms. Wright?
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. It's our favorite time of the month where we recognize our amazing employees, and so we're going to start first recognizing our Employee of the Month for the Russell County Parks and Recreation Department. The Park and Recreation Department would like to recognize Ms. Amanda Wilson as the October 2025 Employee of the Month. Ms. Wilson has been with Parks and Rec Department since October of 2024. She previously worked with the Russell County Sheriff's Office. Ms. Wilson has numerous responsibilities in the department, and she makes sure every day that the restrooms and facilities around the county are clean and litter-free. It is our honor and our appreciation towards Ms. Wilson as the employee for the month of October. Congratulations, Ms. Wilson. Next, we will recognize the Employee of the Month for the Highway Department. The Russell County Highway Department proudly recognizes Ms. Ronnie Wheaton as the October 2025 Employee of the Month. Ms. Wheaton has been an employee with the county since April of 2001. Ms. Wheaton is currently the Office Manager of Personnel. Her jobs consist of assisting with human resources duties. She also answers phone calls from the citizens, creates and closes work orders and purchase orders, and most importantly, she keeps the county engineer in line. This is her greatest accomplishment. Thank you, Ms. Wilson, from the bottom of our heart for all you do, and we recognize you this month. Congratulations. So we have several, Mr. Chair, okay, we have several Sheriff's Office employees that we're going to recognize for years of service. We're going to start with Ms. Olivia Joseph. She's a correctional officer, and she is celebrating 5 years of service. So Sheriff Taylor, just hold 1 second up there. We're going to go to the Maintenance Department. 10 years of service, Ms. Alice Chapman with the Maintenance Department. She's not here, okay? All right. Next is Mrs. Teresa Dyer, 10 years of service with the jail. All right. Celebrating 10 years of service, Mr. David Evans, Jr. And then this officer is on a leave of absence, Mr. David Parker. All right, and celebrating 15 years of service with the Sheriff's Office is Mr. Jeffrey Smith. All right. Well, thank you all for your years of service.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. Thank you for all the employees that have do an outstanding job, and obviously those that are spending their years here. We really appreciate it. Just as a note, just to be clear on Deputy David Parker, Sergeant David Parker, he was the deputy that was involved in the pretty serious accident, so his leave is due to that, and he'll hopefully have him back very soon. So, all right. Next up is a posthumous proclamation for Mr. Donald Bice. Mr. Bice was an extension agent with Russell County for many years. I've grown up knowing this family, and me and his son actually went to school together for many years as well. So if you'll please come down, I'm going to ask Ms. Wright to please read the proclamation.
Whereas the Russell County Commission, along with the families and communities of Russell County, wish to salute and celebrate the life of Mr. Donald M. Bice, a retired employee of Russell County. And whereas Mr. Bice was born in Rockford, Alabama on May 25, 1940, son of the late Audie Bice and Lena Kelly Bice. He served as a Russell County Extension agent from 1970 until his retirement in 1999. Mr. Bice was a car enthusiast and cherished his 1961 Ford. He was known as a man with a generous heart. Mr. Bice has been a member of Somerville United Methodist Church for 55 years, where he served on both the trustee committee and the administrative board. And whereas he is survived by his loving wife of 58 years, Miss Martha Jones Bice, 2 sons, 4 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. Whereas Donald would be profoundly missed by all who had the privilege of knowing him. He will be remembered not only for his willingness to share his knowledge and lend a helping hand, but also for his loving and unwavering faith that inspired everyone. Therefore, be it proclaimed, the Russell County Commission wishes to extend its heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Donald M. Bice Sr. and his family for sharing his life, passion, and devotion with all of us. This proclamation is approved this 27th day of August, 2025.
All right, thank you, Commissioners, for doing that. Mr. Bice is one of the nicest people I'd ever met, and it's so important that we don't forget when people give service to this county, especially for that many years. So it's a very, very good presentation. Next up, we have no discussion items. We'll move directly into the business items. The first one is the fire suppression system jail bid request. Sheriff Taylor.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. We would like to request the bidding of the fire suppression system by our administrator. I would ask that she send out the bid October 10th and have the bid returned and opened on December 5th, returned before or by December 5th to be opened at 3 p.m. here in the chambers. In the middle of that, I would request that the dates of October 20th through November 21st be put in that so that they can set up a site visit at the jail for the suppression system. And the numbers to contact to set that up is on the information with Lieutenant Jacob Williams and Sergeant Paul Weatherly. We would open those bids on December 5th at 3 p.m. here and hopefully award someone that bid. This money was set aside previously to this by the Autauga County money that we have been receiving for housing their inmates.
Motion to approve. Second motion.
All right, motion by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Chambers. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Sheriff. Next up is the annual jail food bids.
Yes, sir. At this time, I would ask the commission to accept the bids from PFG for our food at the jail, as well as Columbus Paper for the supplies at the jail. And I believe the bread bid was for flours.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Second motion.
Motion by Commissioner Chambers, seconded by Commissioner Darty. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
All right, we have the approval of the 2025-2026 county depositories. Ms. Wright?
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. With beginning with new fiscal year, I am recommending the approval of the 2025-2026 depositories to the bank. You have a list in your packet.
Motion to approve.
All right.
Second motion.
Motion by Commissioner Reed, seconded by Commissioner Darty. Any discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Commissioner Reed, you shocked me there. You usually don't do the motion, you do the second, so you got me on that one. All right, next up is the awarding of the elevator modernization. Mr. Watson.
Good morning, Commission. First of all, I would like the Commission also to reject the request to purchase TKE equipment that was approved on 7/23 of 25.
Motion to approve the rejection.
Motion by Commissioner Lee. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, Leon.
Then after advertisement, I'm requesting that the Commission award the entire contract to Diversified Elevator out of Millbrook, Alabama, in the amount of $89,792. And this is for the public elevator at the Judicial Center.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve that purchase.
Motion to approve. Second motion.
Motion by Commissioner Reed, seconded by Commissioner Darty. Any other discussion or comments? Only thing I'll say at this point is, this is exactly why we have a work session, so that we get to talk about these things in the work session. That's why it's so much easier when it comes meeting time. All right, we have a motion and a second. Are there any other comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Leon. Next up is the project money request. Commissioner Reed.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I want to share a little story with you.
All right.
Miss Models and McKenzie, she's a real community worker. Her and her husband got together, and they went down to Sonoma Bank, and they borrowed some money to start a veteran home to take care of the veteran. You know, the veteran is our backbone of our country, and so we got to do what we can to try to help them. And so this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do all I can to try to help them. If Ms. Martin was here, the first time she said, Commissioner Reed, we got to do something for our veterans. And she always believed in that. And so this is one reason why I want to make a donation to our veterans. I would like, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to go ahead and put both of these together. I'm trying to give a donation to the Housing Authority. We'll go ahead and do both of them together. I want to give the Housing Authority $500, and I'd like to give this veteran $4,500. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to do both of them together.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Reed. Is there a second? Is there a second for that motion? I will second that motion. Ms. Wright, will you please poll the commission?
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Before you vote, could I ask a question?
Absolutely.
The money to the Housing Authority, is this to the Housing Authority, or do they have a nonprofit arm of the Housing Authority?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't done this before.
Yeah, I think he's done it before. Do you know how that's been done?
They got a non-profit organization that, of course, we already have the paperwork for that. This ain't the first time I've been doing it. I've been doing this for years.
I know, I just want to make sure that we're clear in the minutes that this is to the
Yeah,
nonprofit
right.
portion
It's
of the
a
Housing
non-profit.
Authority.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
For the record, I want to make sure we were clear on that. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. And the other comment I'll make is, the reason I second it is this is Commissioner Reed's project money, so I'm going to support his projects. This is not money coming out of the general fund beyond the project money. So, Ms. Wright, will you poll the commission?
District 4 Reed,
Yes.
District 1 Lee,
Yes.
District 2 Chambers,
Yes.
District 5 Darty,
Yes.
District 6 Court.
Yes. Yeah, that does pass unanimous. Thank you. Next up is the request to pay the annual E-ring bill. Our chief appraiser, Chris.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. This is a joint request with the Revenue Commissioner's Office. It's a request to pay our annual subscription to E-ring, which they do our CAMA software system to make sure we do our assessments correctly on property taxes.
All right, you have a recommendation by our chief appraiser. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Chambers, seconded by Commissioner Darty. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Chris. Next up is the Joint Valley Partnership. Commissioners, we discussed this on Monday night. Our administrator, and this is to consider rejoining the Joint Valley Partnership. They have rebirthed and trying to move this program forward again, and this would be to attract industry and business to the Chattahoochee Valley, which includes Russell County and Lee County as well. We had a meeting with them as they pitched the idea. The good thing about this is they have decided there will be no fees attached to it. I know that was some hesitation in the past. This partnership will be no fees. And in the future, if there are projects or things that the commission should consider investing in, that will be brought back to the table. Upon the recommendation of our administrator and myself as a chair, I think we should join the Valley Partnership again. Anything we can do to promote Russell County is a positive thing. That we have found out that at this time there is nothing to sign, but in the future we may, as other organizations, counties, and jurisdictions come on, that we may end up adopting a resolution or have one brought to the commission for adoption. But I would like, if we can, to motion and approve for the county to again be part of the Joint Valley Partnership.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Lee. Is there a
Second the motion.
Second by Commissioner Darty. Any other discussion?
This is the one Shanda's going to be going to.
That is correct.
Okay. I just want to make
She
sure
will be
she's
the
read that
primary
Monday night.
attendee, so, and I'm very thankful for that, so. All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? That is approved. If you will please relay that with them. I know they'll be happy. All right. Next up, we have opening new capital improvement bank account. Ms. Wright?
Yes. Good morning, Commissioners. At the recommendation of the auditors, with the transferring of some funds for capital projects, it was encouraged by the auditors to open a new bank account for county projects. So I'm recommending that the commission approves the ability for Ms. Thomas and I to open a new bank account at the Phoenix Rod Bank.
Motion to approve?
All right, motion by Commissioner Reed. Is there a
Second the motion.
second by Commissioner Doherty? We're having a little bit of a back feed, so I cut mine off thinking it might have been that. So we have a motion by Commissioner Reed, second by Commissioner Doherty. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I just want the record to show I
Yes.
didn't vote.
All right.
If I didn't vote to put the money in there, I shouldn't vote for it.
Okay, so we have one abstention from Commissioner Lee. Thank you. All right, next up, we have the third-party peer review storm shelter. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Commissioners, Chair. This is a request for services for a third-party peer review for the storm shelter portion of the EMA building. The total amount would be $12,000 for three different architectural services for architectural, mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and structural peer reviews.
All right, thank you, David. I know we talked about this on Monday night, and this was something that it's come up, and before we can actually see finalized plans from the architect at the next meeting, actually,
That's right.
we need to have this payment paid, and I believe the administrator has found the money to pay that.
Yes, sir, we have.
All right, so we have identified those funds, and administrator will get those paid if approved. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Doherty, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Reed. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that does pass unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, David. Next up, we're going to skip down to sanitation. We have two purchases. The first one is dumpsters. Randy Smith.
Good morning, Commissioner and
Morning.
Chair. I'm seeking approval to purchase a load of dumpsters. There'll be 20 in total. We're purchasing from Ingram Equipment Company, which is a Sourcewell provider, and the amount of $30,632. That is a budgeted item from line item 304, contract services.
All right. As we discussed on Monday night, this was approved by the board as well.
Motion to approve. Second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Doherty. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? That is approved. Next up is the purchase of garbage cans. Randy?
Yes, Commissioner, we need approval to purchase a load of garbage cans. Same vendor, which would be Ingram Equipment Company, Sourcewell provider, of course. This is a budgeted item through the same line in contract services. The total on it is $44,543. I think that's everything you need.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Doherty. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Chambers. Any discussion? The only other discussion is this also was approved by your board as
Yes.
well. All right. Anyone else? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass unanimous. Thank you. And the last one is the proposed rules and regulations for collections. This will be a first reading only, no action taken. Randy?
Okay. This is my first time doing this. Just bear with me. Do
Yes, sir.
you want me to just read the whole thing?
I think if you hit the
Just the
highlights, I
highlights.
think we'll be fine on that. Or do we need to read that in, Hope, do you think? Or the highlights?
No, as long as you all have the
We do have a copy.
the policy, and as Mr. Smith covers some highlights, I think that'd be sufficient.
All right. Can you just give us the highlights, Randy, and let's move forward from there?
Yes, excuse me. First, the definitions, we'll pass by that. The next one, section 2 is waste collections mandatory participation. It's basically the same it's always been. If you're a county resident, you have to participate in the garbage service unless you're exempted from it, if you have some form of exemption. Moving on to Section 3, residential waste collection service. Just pretty much basically the same as we already are. Sanitation, as far as collections, we provide the cans, and we pick up our cans only. One problem we've had and we've been dealing with is people leaving their cans out for the whole week on the public right-of-way. especially like on the big roads, 169, 80, you know, places like that. And the cans are being snatched out into the road or into the ditch or whatever and tearing their cans up. So there's a provision in here that where they have to be out at 7 a.m. in the morning. They can put them out beforehand and at 5 o'clock the day before, and it has to be removed by 8 o'clock that night and taken off the right of way. That's just something we added in. Moving on to,
Is there an exception in that where if for some reason y'all don't pick it up that day, they can stay out another day?
yes, we will do that. In other words, if we miss the garbage, of course, we want you to leave it out to where we can get to it now. A lot of those places, like I was saying, the big roads, people live off the road maybe a quarter of a mile back in the woods, so they leave the cans down. But now what we need to do is get with them and have them pull them off the right of way and then pull them back down curbside during their pickup day. And if they're having problems with having a place to put it, we'll go out and meet with them and pick out a place to put it to where it will be appropriate, where it won't get run over or cause an accident. We do provide a door-to-door service. We are to do that for an additional fee to customers. We'll submit an application. We'll review by sanitation staff. If the service is approved, we pick up the garbage can next to the customer's house. Section 4, this is the big change. Each residential unit will pay a collection fee unless granted a certificate of exemption or unless exempted from payment by one of the exemptions listed in Section 5 below. Failure to pay the service or exemption shall result in enforcement procedures brought pursuant to Section 7 of this policy. The owner of the property shall be jointly and severally liable for the fees for collection service for owner of any person, household, business, industry generating solid waste.
I got a question there too.
Okay.
Maybe for Ms. Hicks, since she helped write this. You told us Monday night we had some customers that in arrears a tremendous amount. Well, since this is a new policy, this won't put the property owners liable for those in arrears before we pass this policy.
I believe going forward, they will not be responsible for what's in the past.
Right.
But just from that point on, for the new
Now,
procedure.
there was some
moving forward.
discussion that Monday night, we said we'd go back and collect from the property owners, but that's.
Any
okay.
collections that we have in process now, we'll have to just carry through with those as always have, and then start the new policy moving forward.
Gotcha.
Moving on down on this, the paper statement, we're having a lot of problems with for postage being what it is. Paper statements are available to the customers by U.S. mail beginning on January 1 of 26. There will be a $1 additional fee added to customers who want the paper billing. There will be no bill for statements that is electronically sent to the customer.
Question on that, Randy.
Okay?
Are y'all sending something out? Are y'all putting this on the bills, letting people know this, or?
We will make it a point, in other words, when we add the $1 to the fee, they're probably going to call and find out what it's about. We'll explain to them that they can go online, which is available already.
Don't we need to notify them starting now if we pass
We
it?
could put it on the bill, a small thing on the postcard that
Don't
we
make
send
it
out
too
now.
small so they won't see it.
I understand. There's not a lot of places to put extra stuff on the postcard, and that's one reason we're trying to get away from it,
Right.
because on the email, we can add so much more to it. And we're trying to get everybody's email address if we could, to where when we do a holiday thing or whatever, we do a blast and we can put out information through email instead of trying to mail her.
Yeah, let's also make sure that we put it on our website as well, so that's something they need, because we do have some, and we're really trying to push people to our county website more and more every day, so.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Commissioners, the dollar fee won't go into effect until the January bills go out. So yes, the notice should be sent, and any bills that haven't yet gone for October, for definitely November and December bills, that should be sent. If we could put it on the county website as well. And when those bills get sent out now, and in any new applications, we make sure that we have email addresses so that we can be sure that bills can be sent electronically.
Everybody don't have it though.
All right. Any other comments or questions of Randy? Are you finished with the summary, Randy? You
Well, we
still have a few
got,
minutes?
section 5 is just the exemption for social security. In other words, if a household is totally dependent on their social security only, they, of course, they can apply for the exemption from garbage service. There's some things that for exemption, it would be the vacancy. If a place is vacant, nobody, and it's deemed inhabitable, there's nobody living there at that time, of course, we wouldn't continue providing service or sending a bill for that. Seasonal occupied homes extension, a lot of our hunting camps, people come in for the hunting season and then they're gone. Of course, we don't continue that once they're laid. The dumpster exemption, in other words, if you have a dumpster as a resident, you want a dumpster, and you have a business, say you have a business beside your house, you can be exempted from garbage because you can use the dumpster that you have for your business as one.
Another question, the social security exemption, isn't that a state law?
I think so.
Yes, sir, it is.
It is.
Volunteer fire department, of course, is exempt, and search and rescue is exempt. Section 6 is discontinuation of service. Of course, when you stop, when you move away or you stop your service, you're supposed to come in and actually disconnect your service, so we'll no longer bill you. That's one thing we've been having a lot of problems with, is people just leave and never cut their service off or come down because maybe they owe a bill. They have to pay it up to date when they disconnect service. So we've had a lot of issues that people just don't show up and their bills just continue. And we continue servicing even though another tenant may move into that same resident, we don't even know.
Do they have to physically come into the office, or could they call or email, if they didn't owe any money?
If they don't owe any money, they can send an email or whatever to discontinue their service, yes. They don't have to physically come in.
Can they do it by email to start up service as well?
You can go online and do it, or we have people that do their application, that turn it into Fort Mitchell Water, and they turn it into Russell County Water, and we go by and pick that up and then get back in contact with them.
Okay.
But there is an admin fee and a first month's fee on a new customer basis, so they, usually get charged that right off the bat.
And we also have payment drop boxes at Fort
Yes.
Mitchell Water and Russell County Water, right?
Yes,
Yep.
we do. Enforcement procedures. Going forward, in the past, we have, since it is law and we were able to do it, we always went to the criminal side for the collections. We're moving more now for money owed, going to the civil side. One thing we want the landlord tenant to be, that's one thing, so we don't clog up the courts. I hope this reduces the amount of court procedures that we have, because there won't be money owed to take them to court. Of course, we were talking about the other day that we were picking up the cans. We were giving them 90 days before we actually physically pulled the can. And I had some comments that was, why don't we do it in 30 days? I don't want to turn Russell County into a garbage dump, because when you pull a can, even though you're not collecting the garbage at that site anymore, they're still producing garbage. So we don't want just that to happen, and all of a sudden we have garbage piled up on the side of the road all over the place in Russell. So we need to do it as a 90-day and really work toward that, and that's our last resort to pull the can.
And we can change that later on if we want to, because 90 days is a long time to
It
let
is.
somebody get behind. Yeah. And so.
Well, we try to keep it within that $100 range.
Right.
In other words, instead of somebody getting $500, $600, $700 in arrears, $100 is going to be the max. And that's what we're trying to hold that to.
Is there a law that says you have to have trash service? So
Yes.
if we remove their can
For non-payment.
for non-payment, what is our legal action we can take against them people?
Well, now they have became, in other words, they're no longer a customer. We give them a final notice, send them the certified letter, Then what we do, we'll put in a nuisance complaint on them, the health department gets involved, there's other actions that can be taken after that. In other words, they're actually not signed up. Once we give them the final bill and the certified letter, they're no longer signed up. They have to come in and re-sign for garbage service and pay another admin fee and another first month. So they're actually in violation by law for not having garbage service at that time.
Commissioners, if I could, one of the things that this policy will do as far as the collecting the money, it allows us to file small claims actions. But then if service has been discontinued, the criminal actions that were there for not being in compliance with state law that requires you to have garbage service, those actions can still be pursued. So it just gives us numerous routes to try to make sure that people have the service and pay for the service that they're required to have.
Moving on to the last, the ADM stuff is pretty much always been. The last section of miscellaneous, any prior policies regarding waste collection, mandatory participation, residential waste collection services, residential waste collection service fees, customers exempt from the service fees, discontinuation of service or enforcement procedures hereby repealed and replaced by these policies. If any of this part or the subdivision of these policies shall be held unconstitutional or invalid for any reason, such holding shall be construed as invalidate and impair the remainder of these policies, which shall continue in full force effect withstanding such holdings. In other words, part of it is we figure that it's unconstitutional, whatever, it don't discontinue the whole policy, just that portion of it.
Sounds like a lawyer wrote that part.
Thank you very much.
I would rather her had been able to read it.
Yeah, that's true. I know you do. All right, any other questions on the first reading for Randy while we're here at this point? All right, so this will be set for the next agenda for a second reading. At that time, we will be prepared to take action on that possibly so. All right. We have nothing under the administrator. The next one under the attorney is Construction Industry Craft Training Board fees. Ms. Hicks?
Yes, Commissioners, we've discussed this at the last meeting and at work session. This is a state-regulated fee for non-residential building permits that have been issued, and this has simply been an oversight of a fee not paid to the Alabama Construction Industry Craft Training Board. To pay the amount that's in arrears, it's $11,123.14. The resolution doesn't have the 14 cents, so we'll need to amend that. But I would recommend that you approve payment of that, and Ms. Wright has identified the source of funds for the money. Mr. Tice will then submit monthly payments paid through the building department electronically to the state board as required.
And I got a question.
Commissioner.
This is something that David will be, that the building department will be collecting to send to them, is that correct?
The building department collects the building permit fees already, and so they just need to send the money into the state for the money
So,
that's being collected.
Is this an additional fee?
Not at this time.
Okay.
And a good point to that, thank you, Hope, is that this is something that's being passed on from the state. This is a requirement of the state, and this is something that we're already starting to collect, so, or have been collecting, so. All right. You have the information from the attorney. We have the resolution in front of us. I don't see a need to read that resolution. Is there any other, well, I'll take action. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second the motion.
Oh, Lord, y'all getting me today.
I'll second.
Motion
I
by,
was looking at you, so.
motion by Commissioner Chambers, seconded by Commissioner Darty. Any other discussion or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that is approved. Thank you. Next up under Commissioner's discussion, are there any items that didn't make the agenda that Commission wanted to discuss? Commissioner Chambers.
I do have a question, this will be for Hope and Randy. So, on these landlord situations that we're talking about with the sanitation, these folks that are out there now, the tenants that are out there, the landlords, are they going to have to pay admin fees on every one of those cans?
They're already a customer, so that they're not going forward. In other words, only a new customer, and we're gonna collect that up front, so that's not gonna be charged to them anyways. When they come in and sign up, we collect the admin fee then, so you're only responsible for the unpaid bill, so that will be paid.
No, I'm talking about a landlord right now that has 15 houses. And the people that are living there are your customers right now, they're your
Okay.
customers. And he wants, the landlord swaps them over to him.
Okay.
Is the landlord gonna have to pay admin fee?
No,
on all of
admin
those
fee's already been paid for all those addresses already.
So those tenants has gotta come stop their service with you.
No. No, what we'll do, we'll take that address, add you to it. If you're gonna be a one payer, we'll make it one account with that.
You're saying add the landlord to it.
In other words, what I'm
He would
saying,
be the one
if you're
in
gonna be
charge.
paying it, we'll make one account for all of your addresses. So it would only have to be one admin fee at the worst, but you don't even have to pay that because all the tenants has already paid the admin fee for where they at now, that address. And going forward, you're not gonna be a new customer because you're just gonna be adding people on as they come and go. They will not be an admin fee on that. Am I correct with that, Hope? Excuse me.
I would suggest it slightly different. If the tenant is there, and then we've add the landlord's name to it, there'll be no administration fee. If the landlord wants to come in and say, I own 15 properties, and I want to put all 15 properties in my name, I want the discount, and I will then turn around and charge my tenants the money to pay this, or I'm going to absorb it, or however the landlord
Right.
chooses to do. If the landlord's going to come in and take 15 houses, there will be a one-time administration fee for converting and moving all those into someone else's name, because you're taking tenants off in that
Right,
situation.
that was my question. So
If you
the
own,
landlord will be taking the tenant totally off.
if the landlord chooses to take the tenant totally off, instead of just telling the tenant, you make sure you pay this, if the landlord wants the landlord's name to be the only one on the account, then that will be a new administration fee. There wouldn't be a reason to charge, if you own 15 houses, 15 administration fees, because they can take care of all of it in one time. So if you own one house, there's an administration fee. If you own 15 houses, if you own 20 houses, there's an administration fee, because we're putting it all in one person's name as the responsible party for the bill, simply just adding the addresses up for the service.
Okay. I know that's something someone had asked me, how was that going to transpire? I just wanted to-
That would be my recommendation.
But that would be a one-time fee of $20 for all your places.
I just know that if, like you had said, if the landlord comes in and wants to be added to it, and the tenant moves out, the tenant can call down there and say, hey, I'm moving, stop it. If they're on there, legally, I would think you have to cut it off because they told you to.
Well, if we've added a second person and the second person is the landlord, we'd want the landlord to tell us to turn it off,
Right.
not the tenant.
Yeah,
Because the
I'm-
landlord may have somebody else coming in the very, 2 weeks later, 1 month later, and doesn't want to discontinue the service. Because if you discontinue service, you'd have the administration fee to add a new service.
Right,
So
okay.
I would say that if a tenant is leaving and we know they're a tenant, then they won't discontinue the service. The landlord would be the person to discontinue the service. The sanitation people could say to the tenant, thank you for letting us know, but we don't discontinue service without a landlord or the owner of the property letting us know to discontinue service.
And hopefully, most landlords will put it in their name anyway, not even have the tenants on it.
That's
and
what
just
we would
charge
like
those-
to happen.
I mean, the tenants are having to pay the garbage anyway, so even though technically they would increase their rent, they wouldn't be spending any more money.
Yeah, put it in your lease agreement.
But anyway, hopefully, most people would do that, it'd be easier.
I would also say, and I don't know that Tony is here today, but perhaps the chairman of the county administrator could get with Mr. Smith, and let's see if maybe Tony would do a story for us in the paper so that we could really advertise this to let tenants and landlords know about this. I think it's an important thing for people to know once the commission passes this, that this is going to be effective. Again, I'd recommend making this effective January 1st, because that gives landlords some time.
Along with the billing.
Along with the bill, the
Right.
bill, that's already says that it's specifically January 1st, but that gives landlords and tenants enough time to get the sanitation department the money. and the names and emails and all of that kind of stuff. It gives a couple of months. But I do think that any advertisement we could get from local newspapers or coverage would certainly be helpful.
I'll suggest that you and Randy proof it before it goes to print, though, because it's kind of complicated and it can really get a little mixed up.
I'm not sure Tony will let me proof her stuff, but I'll
I
certainly
think you
ask
will.
her.
I think
You'd be surprised, she will.
Yeah.
Actually, she's very good to work with.
Yeah,
it's easier to proof it than it is to try to correct it.
agreed. I'm more than happy to work with Tony to make sure we get it all
She
accurate.
loves using your quotes, I promise you. So, yeah, so very good. And as you can tell, if you've tuned into this meeting, that there was a good discussion on this on Monday night, and this is something that, regardless, I had this conversation with Commissioner Chambers earlier, everything we're doing is trying to maintain a very good business in the sanitation department to make sure that in the future, we don't have to go up on rates because of people that are not paying their bills. So that averages out. So it is a good goal for sure. So thank y'all for that. Got a couple things I'll mention real quick. One, we had a very successful Sheriff's and Cattleman's Rodeo this past weekend. So happy to see that. I want to say personally, I appreciate everyone that, has reached out with my mom's passing and the celebration of life last night. It was very, very good to see so many friends and people that were in support. Also, he's already left, and I'm sure he's got a lot on his mind today, but we need to keep Sheriff Taylor and his family in our prayers. His father passed yesterday, and I know it's very rough. Earl was like a second dad to me over the years. I worked with him at the sheriff's office in many other ways, so it's going to be a very tough time for the sheriff and his family, so keep them in your prayers. Another one that came on my plate yesterday, we had had actually two people from Congressman Figure's office reach out. They had planned to do a kind of impromptu town hall community conversation here in Russell County and ask if they could use this room. So the plan is now they're telling me it will actually start at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I think our administrator's been working out to make sure we had someone for the sheriff's office here to be able to keep the building doors open. We do want to allow a congressman, if they want to come to Russell County and do things for this county, that obviously if we can help make that happen, we want to do that. So just wanted to let you know that will be happening here today at 6 p.m. if you're interested in that. All right, any other comments before I jump into the announcements? All right. First off, we have Columbus Day, which will be Monday, October 13th. That is a state holiday and also adopted by the commission, so that all county buildings and functions will be closed that day. We have Crawford Market Days again on Saturday, October 18th, and that we will have the October and November third Saturdays, and then it will be wrapped up for this year. That is from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time at the Crawford Walk-In Trail. We have the Special Needs Trunk or Treat, very good program happening at Crawford Walk-In Trail on Sunday, October 19th. That is a somewhat private event or closed event, but if you have someone with special needs, they will welcome those people with open arms. But it is specific for special needs. We also have a community trunk or treat at the Square in Crawford at the Walk-In Trail on Sunday, October 26th. That is open to the public. We hope to see people there. Followed by a movie on the Square, which will be Polar Express, which we're excited about. That will be, again, at the Crawford Walk-In Trail on Saturday, November 8th. Gates will open at 6 p.m. and the movie will start as soon as it gets dark, or around 6:30 or so Eastern Time. And we've started putting these on the announcements, and we want to make sure we put these on the website, and we'll be making sure we push this out to the media as well. We have our Christmas lighting events that are spread across the county. I'm so happy to say that they have grown into every one of our larger communities in the county. The original Crawford Park Christmas lighting, again, will be Tuesday, December 2nd at the Crawford Walk-In Trail and Gazebo, followed by on December 4th, which is a Thursday, at Ladonia Sports Complex will be the Christmas lighting. On December 6th, which is a Saturday, we will be at the Seal Courthouse in the old Russell County Courthouse in Seal. And on Sunday, December 7th, it will be at the Fort Mitchell Community Center, which is next to the fire department on 165. And again, that will be a tree lighting, Christmas lighting. Again, these will be on our website and on our social media as well for people so that they can hopefully get those on their calendars and attend as many as you can. All right, Commissioners, that's all we have on the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Nobody
Motion
wants?
to adjourn.
Am I gonna have to do it?
Don't listen.
Motion by Commissioner Reed, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by everybody. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Or we are adjourned.
I was reading something.